welcome all of you to the World Show. Super excited to have you all here. A couple thank yous first. My awesome rider, Claire McDowell, my daughter, Go Pokes. The owners of the fabulous Bob, Who's Your Baby, Kelly and Troy Birkenholtz, thank you very much for letting us bother him and borrow him. And Chad Evans and Alyssa, thank you very much for getting them ready and setting us up. All right, so our first pattern today, is that like crazy loud? Okay, I'll stop screaming. Okay, is that better like that? Okay. All right, so the first pattern we're gonna do is the level 1 non-pro stakes. Anybody have any questions right off the bat for this? Okay, so Claire and I try to learn all these patterns, but there's a lot of patterns, so I'm just gonna sort of direct her as she goes. If she goes off, we apologize. We'll make it better the second time around, but she's pretty good at getting a pattern right. So let's just have her go through it, and then we'll chat about it and have her do it again. So you're gonna walk in the gate and just keep walking a little bit. Then we're going to go left lead up the center line. When you get to the center, you're going to do a simple lead change. So that's going to be break to a trot or a walk, 1 to 3 strides. Not steps, strides. Back up in the right lead, make a little U-turn. I think this is up to interpretation where you go. Claire and I decided we were going to turn at the orange line. I don't feel like that's set in stone. Come back through the middle. I do feel like that's set in stone. You better get back to the middle there. Nice and easy. When you hit this mark over here, you're going to go to a fast lope or an extended lope, whatever it says. Make the corner there, back down to the slower lope, and break to the jog. Make the corner at the center line. A little late, but you're okay there. So like I would prefer that she have her tail to the orange line there. Extend your trot. Over to the side there, turn left, square corner. Stop and back. 360 either direction. Then you jog. So, Karen and Gino, do you want them in this pattern to do a turn both directions or just pick a direction? It says 1 turn either direction. Pick a direction. Okay. Is that clear for everybody? You're not going to turn both ways. You're going to turn one way. It's your option. Okay? One thing I would say there, probably the judges are going to be sitting right up there in the stands. So when you make this corner, you probably don't want to be right up on the wall. So stay out here a little bit, 20 feet or whatever, off that wall, so they can see you stop, turn around, and jog out. Any questions about that? Yes, Mr. Clark. The question is, should we back all the way back to the center line and then do the turns? I feel like that's what it looks like on paper. So I don't know what she did. Doesn't look like she did that. So if your horse backs really good, then back it to the center. If your horse doesn't back that good, don't trot so far. You got that, Claire? When you do your turns here, you need to be out on the center line. Okay, let's do it one more time. Any other questions? Do it. Okay, again, you're just gonna, I'm sure they're gonna hold you outside there and you're just gonna walk down the ramp and in, and that's gonna be your start. I don't think you're gonna start inside the arena there. Simple lead change, and then you remain in the slower version of the lope. Little U-turn, find your way back to the center. And it says building to the extended lope. So that's what you should do, build to the extended lope. You all know how to do that. Slow down about there, make your trot, and then make your turn at the line. When you get to the center, extend your trot. Make your left turn, don't go too far. Whoa, whoa, and then back all the way to the center line. So, I mean, that's pretty good right there. Bob back's pretty good, so I think that could be done. I don't know that if I was showing, I would trot quite that far after that corner. Okay? Then you jog out. Good job, Claire. So, you know, on the pattern it says, after jog down the arena, pattern is complete. Continue jogging to exit. So, you're going to back up, you're going to turn around, you're going to jog off. I would say, let's just say you're being judged all the way out. Okay, that'll make it safe. It says jog, and then they're probably going to look down and do their paperwork after your go, but just keep jogging all the way out of there. Okay? Any other questions on that pattern? Excellent. All right, let's go to the level 1 pattern. Claire has no pattern, so I need to take her phone. And so, you know, what? Nope. Usually, these patterns start with, and I think maybe this one starts with a cone. I got to get it on my. So I'm going to set your cone out. So this will be the level 1 amateur and select finals. What? Easy, Bob.
Thanks, Dad.
Yeah, you got it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so Karen told me that this was going to be "12 feet off the wall at the forward sign." That would be approximately there. Any questions on this pattern while Claire's remembering? The one thing that I noticed as I was watching Claire doing this morning, it's pretty much, except for the first line in, it's all on the left side of the arena. So your horses are all going to be over here until the very end when you come right down the center. So Kind of keep that in mind when you're looking at drawing your lines. Got it? Okay. So again, we're going to start at a walk. Cones on your right. Yes? You can't hear me anymore? Okay. Okay, ready when you are. So start at the walk. And it doesn't say how far, so just walk a little bit and then lope off. Left lead. Turn at center. And this time we're going to stop in the middle and do a 360 each way. Either direction first, so it does not matter which way you go. Okay, and then we're going to jog a little loop to the left. Don't come down too far. Looks to me like you don't want to get all the way down here to the cone on that loop. And you pick up, do the extended trot through there. And then you go right lead. And again, wherever she's turning, she's just making it up as she goes here. We're not given any marker, so that's totally left up to your interpretation. Change leads at the center, a little before center. So it's drawn on the picture, the lead change is drawn a little bit before center, but the words say at X, and X to me means the center of the arena. So change leads at center. Okay? And it can be simple or flying, it does not matter. So, did you jog? Yeah. So you change leads, you come down a little farther, and then you back. And then at the end it says exit at the walk or jog. So once you back, your pattern's complete. Okay? So I feel like that pattern should end even with the start cone. Okay, so she got pretty close there, I guess. That looks straight with the cone to you guys? Okay. Any questions about that one? Excellent, we're doing so well. How's the green bucket thing going? Are they getting heavy? All right, thumbs up, thank you. Thanks for passing those around. Okay, let's try it one more time. Okay, again, we're gonna begin at the walk. Left lead. Stop at center. Turn both directions. You get to pick which way first. Bob says no. Okay, then we jog our loop, not coming all the way down here to the cone. I think that's a little better size. Maybe it could be just a hair bigger, but I think that would be just fine. Extended trot, going back up to the far end. Pick up the lope at the center. Big left lead loop. And then you're going to come down and change leads at center. Jog, turn right, turn left, stop and back. Good job, Claire. Good job, Bob. Okay, any questions? Hang on. I don't know what's on. All right, no questions? Yes, question. Would the John Deere sign be a good spot for what? Yeah, I think, okay, so the question was, the bottom of the trot loop, is the John Deere sign a good spot for that? I think anywhere from John Deere to the middle of Bank of America, I think you're fine. I think if you'll notice where the jog at the end goes, how there's, you know, that line across the middle goes through your loop. I just think you can make that turn, that loop wherever you want, as long as your lines go in the right place. Yes, ma'am. Okay, so the question is, when you're doing your jog loop, it says, jog loop as shown, building to the extended jog. And the question is, when should you be at the full extended trot? I feel like you probably shouldn't go from 2 miles an hour to 20 miles an hour in one step, but you also don't have very far. That extended trot is not very far. So I would build quickly. I would not just kick them and take off long trotting. Build it, but I mean, you know, give yourself 3 or 5 strides to get moving and get them moving so that by the time it's time to lope off, you're doing it. Okay, does that make sense? Any other questions? Excellent. What are we going to do now, Claire? The level 2? Okay. I'll get it. Any questions on the level 2 before we start? With all these patterns not having a cone as a marker, you're sort of left to your own interpretation of where you want to make your turns and your lines other than the center line. I think that's the only thing that's dictated in these patterns. And so, you know, it's, don't really worry too much about being exactly where Claire's going. That's just her and I's idea of where we thought we should go with Bob. Bob's pretty handy and turns easy and does all the stuff really nice. So we didn't practice in here at all. We didn't come in here and walk it. It's just sort of fallen into place for Claire on that horse in those spots. So I'm sure you're all going to be in here practicing tonight or tomorrow night or whenever your practice time is. Just lay it out how you want. I think it's totally up to your interpretation of where your lines want to go. Is that confusing for anyone? Did I just confuse anyone? Awesome. Okay, are you ready, Claire? Okay, so this will be the level 2 amateur and select finals pattern. Come on in. So we're going to start right there, go to a jog. Bob's got another fly. Turn left. Then you're going to turn right, and you're going to lope a diagonal line that goes through the center of the arena. So I don't really think it matters how far you go. I do think it matters that you go through the center of the arena and that you change leads after center, not at center. Okay, lope a few steps after the lead change, and then you start building to your extended lope. All up around the top of this. And back to the center is an extended lope. Keep coming, find your center mark. Slow down right there, and then jog. Good, then you build back to your, or go right to your extended trot, sorry. You do your squares. Good, I like that size of a square. And so just stay right there for a sec. So I think this line of the square needs to be the same distance from the center line as where you stop. Does that make sense? So it's drawn that this distance is the same as that distance. So for me, she didn't go quite far enough. So step up there 3 or 4 or 5 steps. There, does that look about right? Okay, and now she's gonna do her turn. So that's a 1.5 to the left, and then you walk all the way back down to where you made your corner. Right about there. And you can make that square whatever size you want to make it. If you make it bigger, then you're going to go farther that way and then walk farther. However you want to play that, it's totally up to you. Walk down there, back up, turn around, 360 to the right, and then you jog with a little bit of a turn to the left, and then down the arena. Good job, Claire. Anything? Any questions? Yes, ma'am. What can I do for you today? Yeah. Sharon wants to know how slow she can go, is the question. Not slow, Sharon, not slow. Any other questions? No questions. All right, awesome. If you think of one, just shout it out. All right, let's try it one more time. Okay, we're jogging in, we turn left, and then we turn back to the right, and head yourself through the center of the arena. Through the center. After center, we're going to change leads. Very good. And then we start building that pace. And we're going to loop all the way around, back to the center. You get to the center, we're going to slow down for a step and then extended trot. And we're back to our squares. Very good. Very good. Keep going. Good. Good job. One and a half to the left. Walk. And we stop them back. And it doesn't say how fast to walk, and it doesn't say how long to back. So again, that's totally up to you, how you want to play it. 360 to the right. And really after your 360, it says pattern is complete. Exit at a jog. So you're going to jog, and the little loop off to the left is just to get you over to the side of the arena so this other horse can come in and get started. Yes? I'm ready. Yep. Yep. The question is, when she did her fast slope, she kind of cut this corner right here and hit the center kind of at an angle. I think that the way that it's drawn is you would finish your circle and then go to the center. Does that answer the question? Yes? Got it? Anybody? We're doing so good. Okay, let's move on to what's the other pattern? Level 3 prelims for the amateurs and the selects. I believe it is the same for the amateurs and the selects. I don't see any differences. If somebody sees some differences, please let me know, but I think they're the same. Any questions about this pattern before we start through it? Yes? Yep. I would think so. They kind of got you. So the question is, since you're starting from the gate, the horse before you will probably still be in the arena when they flag you to go in. So your judge is going to be sitting up here, and they'll have a little orange flag or American flag or whatever, and they'll wave you to go. And so like in this pattern, for instance, you finish over here, and when you come in the gate, you go over there. So I'm sure they're not going to wait for that horse to jog all the way out before they get going. You ready? We're not ready. We're looking like we're getting close. You ready now? Okay, I'll talk you through it. So you're going to jog straight in for a couple steps, and then you're going to turn to the right. Again, starting from the gate, jog in, then jog over to the right, then turn to the left at a jog, and then stop and back. And then we walk. Extended walk this time. Okay, and so I feel like on this, it shows that you lope off before you get to center. So right about there, I'd be loping off. And go past center. So maybe go down to the orange line there and turn left. Before center, you extended trot. Go over to about there, turn the corner, come down to a jog halfway to the center line, turn left at the center line. Still jogging. When you get to center, stop. Do a 360 to your left. And then we're going to lope off on a left lead. And we're going to turn left at the same time, just a little bit. I wouldn't let him go clear out there to the wall again. So to me, that looks a little close to the wall, how the pattern's drawn. Okay, so then we build in our speed. Make a corner, straight line down the arena. Again, not too close to the wall. Slow down before center. Change leads at center. Lope all the way down here to where you did your jog. And then you stop. Pattern is complete. Exit at a walk or a jog. Okay? So pattern placement, a couple pattern placement things there. I think she could probably jog in here a little bit farther. Okay? You with me, Claire? Jog in here till you're maybe headed for Justin, till you're not in the turn of the arena. Okay? And then when you go down to the other end, after you do your turnaround in the middle, when you lope off, don't go clear out to the fence. That circle line is not the same line as your walk line. Okay? Any questions, any comments before we do it again? Okay. There you go. I'm going to like that a little bit better. Okay, and then I think, depending on your horse's walking ability, that's going to determine to me how far you make this jog line. Let's just take it to the orange line there, back up, and then walk. I mean, I think if my horse isn't a very good walker, I'm going to jog farther than that. If my horse is a killer at the walk, then I'm going to show that off. It does not say any distances, so it's up to you. Before center lope. You're going to go up to the orange line I think we did last time. I think that sort of makes sense. And turn left. And before center, you're going to extend a trot, like right about there. Keep coming, keep coming. Now turn left. Down to a jog. Turn left again. And I think that line that she just did right there, I mean, if you look at your pattern, that's inside of the last lope line. So I think your pattern placement there should matter a little bit. 360 left, lope off, don't go clear to the wall. There, I like that better. Keep turning, keep turning, keep turning, keep turning. There you go. Then that's kind of straight across the top there. It's not a big circle. It's like a loop and then a straight line, and then a corner and another straight line. Between the two orange lines, we're going to slow down, and then we're going to change leads, and we're going to lope down here to pass the orange line for sure. You didn't quite make it. I think I would at least get to there. I might even lope a little bit farther, okay? And then you just stop. Stop, show that you stopped, show that you are not moving, and then walk or jog out.